Welcome back, everyone, to Sean's show. Oh my God. Thank you for joining the most listened to show in the 50 square feet around. I don't even know if that's true. There may be another more successful show around where we record, which is at an undisclosed location in Austin, Texas, believe it or not. Wouldn't that be a great twist? Is that I actually am still in, I live in Austin, Texas. It's great out here. It's just fucking awesome. You know, everyone out here, they love ice in their drinks. They love ice. I love a cool glass of ice in my drink. I like all types of ice. I like those cylindrical blocks of ice that you put in a little martini, the ones that look like chodes. The other guys, the ice that looks like chodes are the ones with guns. Those are our chodes. We have so much to get to. Thank you very much for being a listener. SeanReillyComedy.com. I'm going to be on the road, San Antonio and Columbus. Just so you know, it really helps if you come see me do comedy live. I'm a little bit discombobulated today, you guys, because my personal life is not going well. And also, as you heard from that video, it seems like the things are not going well in the world. 2026, we are not off to a great start. I will say I was kind of hoping for a little bit of a breather. I don't know about you guys. Like when at the turn of the new year, I like to. I don't know about you guys. When the turn of the year comes, I like to chill for like a week and kind of just get settled and kind of reflect. And you know, New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve, I like to chill for a little bit. And other people, they like to bomb Venezuela. Some people, you know, I like to kind of reflect and try and build some good habits within the first 7 days of the new year. Other people prefer to shoot unarmed U.S. citizens when they are driving their car away from you. That is kind of my, you know, the New Year's. And what I'm trying to say is we all have different New Year's resolutions. We all have different New Year's resolutions. My New Year's resolution was to stop drinking coffee. I failed that immediately. Other people, their New Year's resolution was, hey, maybe I'm going to not summarily execute a U.S. citizen, and we all fucked up. We all, guys, I do wonder if that ICE agent who shot that woman 3 times, by the way, 1, 2, 3. Do you think he was like at his bedside and being like, God, he's Christian, right? He goes, God, this year, like, last year I shot 3 innocent people. And thank God, thank you, by the way, I prayed to you that you covered those up, and thank God those were covered up. God, please, I know you say thou shalt not kill, but you know, like, if that bitch is asking for it, just let me get away with it. Please, God. And guess what? You didn't get away with it, buddy. Mr. I don't know what his name is. Jonathan Ross, I believe is his name. Who cares? We don't really care about his name. The point is that I don't know if you guys watched the video. It was tough. It was by the way, what we're gonna get to today, we're gonna talk about ice. We're gonna talk about Greenland. Apparently, we're gonna own Greenland on the bright. There's always a silver lining, people. Sometimes you die because a federal immigration agent shoots you when you're not even near the border. Sometimes you get shot by ICE. But other times, the country that you reside in comes in possession of Greenland. So there's pros and cons to life. You know, you have to balance out. You have to balance. Balance is very important. 2026, I'm all about balance. I'm not going to drink 9 cups of coffee a day. Okay, maybe I'll keep it down to 8. And as for the U.S. government, I'm hoping that we can find a way to balance it out. Maybe we only colonize half of Greenland. Maybe we send one. You know, Trump wants to. You know, maybe we don't send. Maybe we don't send all of our F-35s to Greenland to bomb Greenland. Is that what's next? By the way, so are we just like? We're just gonna bomb countries again. So I guess that's what we're back to. I guess we're just back to bombing countries for their oil and buying land. I guess that's what we're back to. That's where we're at right now. We are buying. You know, can I just say this? Why? How do you even buy a country? How do you even do that?
Cold hard cash.
Can I buy a country with OpenAI stock? Because I've got some of that. I'll tell you that. No, I don't. I wonder, like, who are you paying? You know, I often think, and maybe I'm not a student of history, but sometimes, in school, we learned about the Louisiana Purchase. That is what's crazy about the U.S. American education system is that if you think about the Louisiana Purchase, we bought land and we bought it from France, but France, I believe, stole it. So this idea that you can buy a country is very WASP. It's very WASP culture. It's very like Karen culture to buy a country is very, very it's very odd to me. It's like, why? Who are you paying? The people of Greenland? Denmark? I don't know. But I guess that's where we're at. But before I do want to watch the ice video because I have some remarks to make. But before we do, I just want to say this. I think we owe a massive apology to First Amendment auditors. I don't know if you guys know who these people are. There's this group of people, and what they do is they equip their body with 9 cameras, as opposed to a police officer, which has one that he turns off. It's kind of the opposite of that. These guys, the First Amendment auditors, what they do, they equip themselves with 9 cameras that live stream to a satellite that's connected to a VPN. What First Amendment auditors are, they have 9 cameras and they have a Starlink on their head as a hat. What a First Amendment auditor is, and they're losers. Let's be honest that they're losers, but we owe them all an apology. In the wake of this ICE shooting, we owe First Amendment auditors a very, very sincere, massive apology cookies. We should be making apology cookies. That's how bad we've treated First Amendment auditors on the internet. What these guys do is they get a Starlink and they put it on their head, and then they go into a police station or a library. Mostly it's a police station or a courthouse, which is state-owned property. And what they do is they go in there and they start filming. And I'll give them this. They have a lot of courage. And the videos themselves are fucking hilarious. If you haven't seen them, I would recommend it. What they do is they actually go into where the offices are, in a government building. They will go and walk to Deborah's cubicle and with a camera, and they'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And that is why everyone thinks they're assholes, is because they go and they just disrupt the business of the government, right? They disrupt the business of the government. What is this? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I give this to you. First Amendment auditors, here's my official apology cookie. I've been very mean to you guys, but I want to give you an official I'm sorry apology cookie. That is for you, Mr. Long Island Audit and others. These guys, look them up. Long Island, incredible. I wish I had that power, the conviction that they have. And why are we apologizing? Why are we apologizing to the First Amendment auditors? We are apologizing to the First Amendment auditors because they had it right the whole time. They had it right the whole time because you want to know what's happening now? Now, when you try to film ICE agents in the course of their duty, you want to know what happens? They tell you to stop filming and that you have no right to film. And they grab your phone and then they blow your head off. That is the government that we live in today, 2026. Thank you, J.D. Vance. Shout out to J.D. Vance for helping out with that. But we the First Amendment auditors, they're annoying, but they had a point. And the point is that you should be able to film in public. And when you're being detained, you should be able to film. And I understand that as a white guy, it's easy for me to say that. We'll just film them. Just film them. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of my predictions are coming true about the world. I once said this about a few months ago. I said that America is fucked the moment they shoot a white man in a suit on the street. And guys, we are getting close. They shot a white woman. That's one gender away. I don't know. Maybe it's a spectrum. That's one leap away. That's one leap. One tiny little leap. Now we're at white. Guys, I don't know what it's going to take to get it through people's fucking heads. They shot a white woman. They shot a fucking white woman and she's dead. We should be in the streets, like I said last week, throwing a brick into Louis Vuitton, maybe just a little bit. And by brick, I mean a brick of cash, so you can go buy a nice purse. But I don't know. I think we're all still processing it, right? We're still seeing that video where she's backing up, okay? And then she turns her wheel to drive away from the ICE agent. And even if she clipped him a little bit, I'm just saying that. Even if she clipped the ICE agent a little bit, because she was panicked, all right? It's in the absolute disconnect from reality that a lot of politicians are having, and a lot of people, are having when they watch this video. If you don't watch this video and see an innocent woman, not innocent, I mean, she's a white woman, so she's probably done some bad stuff. Okay. All right. We're going to have to cut that sense. No, I'm kidding. No, it's an innocent white woman trying. I don't know. We don't know we don't know a lot of shit. But the thing is, you don't need to know maybe I hear these things about, she was blocking the street and she was protesting or using her car to block the ICE agents. There's all this information we don't know. There's all, whatever, depending on the information you consume. But if you watch this video and you see a woman trying to run over ICE agents, I mean, truly, there's no hope for you. Truly, you need to get a lot of Americans. They need to get JD Vance's cock out of their throat. Can you stop gargling JD Vance's balls for 12 seconds and turn on Jimmy Fallon? I'm kidding. Can you stop? And that's the thing is just stop gargling stop gargling fascist testicles. Can you stop licking the salty fascist sweaty testicles for 12 seconds and open your fucking eyes and see that these situations don't need to happen? Okay? You should be allowed to film ICE. You should be allowed to film them. They walk up to you and they're like, you can't be filming us. Why not? We live in America. Last I checked, we live in the United States of America, where I'm allowed to film any school shooting from a distance that I want to. Last I checked, ICE, we live in the United States of America, and the First Amendment of the Constitution that you swore an oath to protect says I can film you while you're being a fascist. That's the First Amendment. Okay? You know how many people went to Iraq and killed little kids to defend my right to film you? You know how many people went overseas and blew off the heads of Vietnamese kids, because that's how you defend it, by the way. By the way, we forget that part. People go, I laid my life on the line to defend the Constitution. No, you didn't. You went to Venezuela and killed little kids for Chevron. I swore an oath to protect the Constitution, and I don't even know what to say, you guys. I'm at a loss. They go, I may disagree with you. I may disagree with you on every single point, but I went overseas to defend your right to say it. You went overseas to increase the value of Chevron, the share of fuck. I went overseas to defend your right to say that you disagree with me, and that is what you don't understand about America. I'll tell you what I understand about America. I understand that you went to Venezuela and bombed Caracas for Chevron. That is what you did. You went to Caracas, and you bombed Venezuela for a Chevron and BP oil. ¿Cómo se dice Chevron? ¿Cómo se dice Chevron shareholders? Hola, clase. Hola, clase. Ahora, hoy nosotros. All right, I should do a full Spanish broadcast. Bienvenidos a Sean's show. And you know, it'd be crazy if we actually record the show from Venezuela. Bienvenidos a Sean's show. Okay, so what's the rub? I mean, I don't even know if we should. I mean, let's play it. We're gonna watch the video. And we won't spend the whole episode on this, but I mean, we have to. I mean, it's the biggest fucking story of the week, and I just want to watch it once so that it lays the foundation for what we're going to talk about. So let's. I guess let's roll the tape, Connor. His real name's not Connor. You don't know who he is. He's not connected with the show.
Back up, Paul!
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
I don't care.
We understand. We got EMS coming. I get it. Just give us a second.
Oh, right.
We have medics on scene.
Okay, can you
We
pause
have our
it?
own medics.
Where are they?
Okay, so sorry. That video is actually. So this is after she's been shot and she's dead. I mean, she's dying in the car. And this guy, he goes, "I'm a physician. Can I check her pulse?" As she's losing like liters of blood, probably, right, from getting shot. And the ice, I mean, like, how do you even, like, I don't even know, how do you even defend this? He's screaming, like, I'm a physician, like, let me help this woman, right? And they're going, we have our own doctors. Yeah, you know what? I don't know what Dr. Ice called, but I don't want that doctor. Truly, the only way to get healthcare in America is to get shot by ICE. Actually, that's the only, I mean, she didn't get it. She didn't get it. She did not get healthcare. She got, and they basically let her bleed. I mean, it's hard to make this funny. They let her bleed out in her car. But meanwhile, you know, you're all focused on agentic AI. Okay. They let a woman bleed out in her car, and meanwhile, you want to go and, you know, create and consult for HVAC companies, okay? You want to be and that is where I'm struggling personally, you guys, is that, like, when this happened, I was out of town and I saw the story from this HVAC company that I'm working with as a part of my day job, and I couldn't say anything. That is actually what's really sad about this, is that so many people saw this video while they were at work, and you really can't say anything to anyone because you don't know who sucks ice cock every night. Like, I wanted to say something to my coworkers, like, can you? And that is really, I think, the reason why I think America is a uniquely mentally ill country is that we have to all have this facade. A lot of us have to have this facade that everything's fine. Everything's fine. Capitalism works. It's work. No. It's working. Look at and then you're like, can you? And then you go, can you believe this shooting that happened? Shouldn't we be in the streets right now? And then but you can't. I just imagine, like, I was at work, I saw this ICE shooting, and I just imagined, I was like, can you believe that this ICE agent summarily executed this woman? Look at this video. Isn't this video fucking crazy? That's what I wanted to say to my coworkers. And you know what? They would have looked at me and they would have been like, Sean, the Q1 forecast is due. What about Q1 though? What about Q1? I go, I'm like watching this. I'm watching, and that is where we're at as a country, is We are all on Microsoft Teams meetings, hearing Deborah talk about Q2, watching people get summarily executed in the streets by a bunch of fascist thugs. Well, Deborah goes, well, then Q1, what about Q1? Are we gonna hit our numbers for Q1? I don't know. Is there gonna be a Q1, Deborah? Hey, Deborah, is there gonna be a Q1? That's what I want to say on these Zoom calls. Are we gonna hit our Q1 number? Get out of the fucking car! I'm like on a Microsoft Teams call on mute, watching an ICE agent go, get out of the motherfucking car! And yeah, well, what about the dashboards? Are we gonna update those dashboards? Guys, gotta keep the dashboards up. Get out of the motherfucking car right now! I don't have a dad! Yeah, but what about the Q1 results? I swear to fucking God, bitch, I'll kill you! Wait, but what about, we'll have to circle back on that. Yeah, but what? And I'm like, and then I unmute and I go, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense, Deborah. Thank you. No, and then you go, Mondays, you got your coffee. That's, hey, it's at least it's almost hump day. You know what I mean? You got your coffee, you're walking around the office, and everyone is secretly watching this video of this woman get executed by ICE, and everyone's like, it's almost Wednesday, right? What group are you with? Oh, I'm with, I'm in IT, you know? Oh, cool. Hey, are you a fascist? Hey, do you just, what do you think about no-knock warrants? You know, every time I meet a new person from now on, I'm just going to be like, hi, I'm Sean. Before we keep going, don't even tell me your name. What do you think of no-knock warrants in the United States of America? Just tell me what you think. Well, I mean, if I ask you, what do you think of, if I'm meeting you, if you're a new person and I'm meeting you, and I ask you, what do you think of no-knock warrants in the United States of America, and your answer includes the word Somali, I don't want to be friends with you. If I ask you about no-knock warrants, if I ask you about no-knock warrants, and I think, what's your take on them? Do you think that they're justified in any situation in the U.S.? And your answer includes Somali daycares, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You can go have fun bouncing on JD Vance's AI cock. Go bounce, and you know what? Maybe it's time for us to separate. Maybe we need to separate. Maybe we need to accept who we are as Americans, and we need to separate into two groups. Maybe we need to have a non-binary furry convention in Portland where it's an 8,000 person polycule, and we have matcha lattes, and we're vegan, and we're also racist. And then the other group of people are really doing the same thing, but that's behind closed doors, and they don't talk about it. That is actually the real divide in the United States right now. Is it's people that are openly furries, and which is Portland, and then people that are closeted furries, which are in Dallas. Okay, the real difference, Americans are very similar. The only difference is some people, they like getting fucked in the ass while they wear a cat costume, while people watch. The other people, they like to do it in a Hilton Garden Inn in Dallas after they go to Sunday church with their family. So we're not that different. The real dividing line in America right now, the fault lines that are occurring, are that, you know, some people believe in no-knock warrants, and some people believe that that's wrong. JD Vance wants to go door to door. JD Vance wants to go door to door and check and ask for your papers. He wants to. This is today. Let's take a look at this. I mean, this is. I'm truly speechless. I'm truly speechless. So, disturbing JD Vance ICE door-to-door comments compared to 1930s Germany after horror shooting. Now, that is an unbiased headline if I've ever heard one. Look, I'm on the left. Like, I don't even know. I'm not on the left. I'm a different guy. I'm my own thing. I'm on Sean's side. You can have the left and the right. I'm on my own. I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top, like Charlie from Always Sunny. So that's a hilarious headline. JD Vance, that's basically saying JD Vance is a Nazi. He is, by the way. So Vice President JD Vance has advocated for ramping up ICE deportations with door-to-door operations as tensions over immigration enforcement intensify following the fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. So they shot a white woman, an innocent white woman. And now JD Vance is saying, we need more. We need more. We need more. We need to double down. We need to double down on what ICE is. That's basically JD Vance being like, we're doing a great job. You got great job, everyone. It's insane. Oh, we didn't do the Palantir stock. Usually I have the Palantir stock right there. But by the way, you want to know who works with ICE? Palantir. Palantir and ICE are working together to surveil you and deport you to an El Salvadorian prison where the food is excellent. So that's actually a plus. I mean, I don't want to bring everyone down. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, should we watch the video? Let's watch. So there's a new video, and then we'll move on. There's a new video from the ICE agent's perspective. This just came out like literally an hour ago. So we're going to take a look at this, and you guys can see for yourselves. It's not AI. New video shows officer's perspective. This is not AI. And you tell me, we're going to watch the video or listen to it if you're just listening. And I want you to tell me if you think that this woman, Renee Good, seemed like a dangerous, illegal immigrant. Okay? By the way, I mean, no person is illegal, but whatever. We're just mask off, okay? It's been a tough day, you guys. But you tell me if this woman is being a quote-unquote threatening individual that you tell me if you suspect this woman of being in this country illegally and doing crime. Because that's the whole point of ICE, right? That's the stated purpose of ICE, is to stop people that are in the country illegally from and particularly focusing on those that are here in the United States illegally and committing crime. You tell me if Renee Good fits the description of what ICE is stated to be doing in America. Let's watch the video.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh! I think he tripped. All right, you can pause it. All right, after watching that video, that ICE officer, he clearly tripped. He tripped backwards. He tripped. If you watch the video, he tripped over his own stupidity, okay? His shoelaces were untied. You know, if only, I mean, it's crazy. She was not screaming at them. We shouldn't have covered this. This is just so hard to be funny about. But she's like, she had, I mean, I don't know. This is not the Zapruder film or whatever the fuck that is, the JFK assassination tapes. It's like, it's just sad. It's just fucking sad, you guys. It's really, and I will say this. If Long Island Audit was here, if Long Island Audit was there, I think that would have gone differently. I think if the First Amendment auditors and the crazy thing is a lot of First Amendment auditors are like Republican. So that's actually what's kind of crazy about it is like a lot of the First Amendment auditors are like libertarian Nazis. Like First Amendment auditors, they go into police stations because they want they want such a limited government. They want like private roads. First Amendment auditors, they go into police stations with cameras because they want government transparency, and also they want a fascist Christian country. Like that's like the end goal. So it's kind of crazy to like see the intersection of people that's happening right now. By the way, if you work at Palantir, fuck you. If you work at Palantir, okay? Palantir, they contract with ICE and they enable ICE to do what they're doing. Okay? So if you are a software engineer in the Silicon Valley working at Palantir coding, okay? I want you to know there's blood on your hands, all right? Did I own Palantir stock? Yes, I did. Did I sell it? That's for you to find, that's for you to investigate whether I still own stock. I don't. It's very sad, and and speaking of selling out, I have to do a quick work call, so we're gonna do a little cut. But we will be back, right now, and we will be talking about Greenland and other stuff that's not as depressing. I'm sorry, that just wasn't. Sometimes I bomb, you guys. Sometimes I bomb, and it's just sad. But fuck ICE. We'll be right back. And we're back. The jacket is off. My call got canceled. Praise Allah. Inshallah. Mashallah. And we're going to move on because it was too. I reflected. I also briefly reflected on it, and we're going to move on. I don't know. Honestly, maybe we won't. Maybe I'll go back to it. It's insane. Is it not insane? You guys, if you listen to this, you probably think it's insane. You know what I think this story kind of does is it's forcing everyone to sort of zoom out. And it's forcing people to zoom out and see, no matter what side of the political spectrum that you land on, this story, it's forcing people to zoom out and realize that it's literally Palantir versus us. It's not black versus white, gay versus straight, Marvel versus DC. Actually, by the way, if you like Marvel, you are on the Palantir side. Anyone that likes Marvel believes in Palantir and thinks what they're doing is good. By the way, people that like Marvel, I should just do movie takes. Sean's movie takes. People that like Marvel are some of the most smooth-brained, just absolute fucking dull losers that have never formed an opinion on their own. That is a fucking fact. I had my two good friends in college. They dragged my ass to a Marvel movie, and I fucking hated it going in, and I hated it somehow even more afterwards. And they said that I was just a cynical asshole, and I didn't know how to have a good time. You know what? I know how to have a good time, okay? All right? But I happen to have standards. It's called standards.
They're no Wes Anderson films, right?
They probably love it. I hate a guy that watches films that have zero subtext, and it's all fluff. It's all of this like slop, heartwarming, like fake. You know what I hate more than anything? I hate fake nuance, which is my show, by the way. Welcome to Sean's show. I am an Israeli agent. Fake nuance is the worst and that's exactly what Marvel is. Watching a Marvel movie makes you pro-ICE. Watching Iron Man, it's called subliminal messaging. You guys, and I think I've talked about this before, but you want to know something? You want to know something interesting about Marvel? Iron Man. Can we look this up, Connor? Iron Man, the Marvel movie Iron Man, was financed in part by, you guessed it, drum roll please, the U.S. military. The U.S. military in part, funded the movie Iron Man. I don't know if I think they like lended them aircraft equipment or something, but that counts. I don't know if they gave them money, like cash, but I believe they like let them use the aircraft. What are we
saying? So
saying?
you're partially right.
Damn it. I just killed myself. What did
I'll
they do?
pull it up on screen with our Google response. We'll take it with a grain of salt, but this is what
This is
it
the
says.
AI summary.
Yeah.
Damn it. No. The Iron Man movies, wow. I just lost all my credibility.
But keep going.
The Marvel, the Iron Man was not directly funded by the U.S. military, but the DoD provided massive in-kind support, planes, equipment, personnel in exchange for script approval. All right, that's good enough for me. So the DoD lended the movie equipment and all this other shit in exchange for script approval.
The next part is important too. Influencing the films to portray the military positively.
A deal that helped establish MCU's authenticity, but led to script changes and disagreements.
But the positive, hey, we'll give you these planes, but make sure we look pretty good.
That's right. And by the way, here's, and I will tie it all together, but here's what makes the propaganda of Iron Man so pernicious, more than obvious propaganda, is that Iron Man is actually critical of the U.S. military, but it's just critical enough. It's just critical enough to get idiots to think, oh, this movie is so critical of the military, it could never be. It wasn't, you know, people, they walk out of Iron Man and they think, oh, that wasn't a pro U.S. military movie. They tore the military to shreds. Oh, yeah? Then why did the DoD give them airplanes to use and review the script? I'll tell you what I want to do? If I was rich, I would remake Iron Man. Okay? Oh boy. I would remake Iron Man, and you know what I would do? I want to make Iron Man 5, and I want to call it Iron Man 5, Iron Man Bombs Caracas. That's what I want to call it. I want to call it Iron Man 5, The Adventures of Chevron. Iron Man 5, Iron Man increases the shareholder value for shareholders of Chevron by bombing Caracas. Imagine and that's the thing is, people, they love Iron Man, okay? They love Iron Man, and they love like sucking this guy's dick, and they love it, and they're like, oh, well, it's, you know, people say that Iron Man was like a satire on defense contractors. And it's exactly these people that think that they're smart. And that's what I'm talking about when I say fake nuance. Okay. And I'm telling you, a lot of people that like Iron Man, they saw the ICE video and they're like, well, she shouldn't have fucking driven into him. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, a lot of people, they watch, if you are a Marvel fan, and I'm not saying everyone, a lot of Marvel fans, not all of them, some of them definitely pro-ICE, definitely love Israel, and they think that they're nuanced, and they are, in fact, not. Okay. Should we move on to this Wegmans? Should we cut? I think, do we have a thing, a sound? Are we good? So what we're gonna do next, you guys, is we're gonna lighten the mood a little bit, and we're gonna talk about what's in your shopping cart. Is it a bomb? Wegmans wants to know, guys. Grocery prices are up, but what's more important than that? It's that Wegmans knows that you've Googled how to make a nuclear bomb. Wegmans knows your porn searches. That is where we're at. This story is insane. Okay, listen to this. Wegmans, which is a popular, I think it's the East Coast grocery chain, right? Do you shop at Wegmans, Connor? I
feel like I went to a Wegmans in the South.
Oh, really?
But on the East, like Florida South.
Maybe it's on by Epstein. By the way, I watched an incredible show with my girlfriend called Palm Beach. Anyway, we'll put a pin in that. But there's this incredible show. It's a reality show. It's called Members Only Palm Beach. One of the most amazing, way more plot than Pluribus. I'll tell you that much.
It's actually, the locations are mostly northeast.
Really?
Connecticut, DC, Delaware, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Virginia.
Okay.
I
believe Virginia because it's, I mean, basically what this story. So Wegmans, which is a popular Northeast grocery chain, is now a defense contractor. Everything now, everyone's getting, guys, if you have a company, if you're an entrepreneur and you're not a defense contractor, you better get into it now because the market is crowding and you can still get in early. If you literally honestly, truly, this show we will soon become a defense contractor. Oh, by the way, did you hear that? Oh, was that upstairs? Was that Raytheon?
Was it ICE?
It was. Luckily, I'll tell you something. If ICE does a no-knock warrant, I think they're moving around groceries. Guys, we do record this show in a
Wegmans?
In a Wegmans. Good save. Guys, it's not my day. It's really not my day today. But if you guys didn't know, so Wegmans is a popular Northeastern grocery chain, and they are facing backlash for, listen to this, collecting biometric identifier information. Like your DNA. We don't know, but let's watch this little report and we'll take a look. This is crazy. Everyone wants your data.
After one of its stores in New York City posted a notice informing shoppers that it collects biometric identifier information. Wegmans says it uses the technology at a small fraction of its stores to help identify people who pose a risk. However, the company says images and video are only retained as long as necessary for security purposes. The grocery chain Wegmans is facing growing privacy concerns.
Well, that's great. So it's in New York. They probably have our data. Not that we live in New York. We live in Austin.
They only hold it as long as necessary.
That's right. Which is eternity. By the way, if anyone, when you're at the airport, and they take your photo and they go, hey, we're going to take your photo, but don't worry. As soon as we reference your identity and make sure you're good to go, we delete it. That's a fucking lie. That is an absolute, guys, anytime someone's like, hey, we have your data, but as soon as we're done with what we need, we delete it. That has never happened. In fact, they have data, the opposite is true. They take data that you don't even know was taken, and then they don't delete that. Then they sell it. Wegmans is probably selling your photo to ICE. I wouldn't be surprised if Wegmans was a front for the Immigration Customs Enforcement agency. I wouldn't be surprised, truly, I wouldn't be surprised if you walk into a Wegmans and you are on a visa. That is where the United States is at. We are in the United States, we are so fucked that we're not even a third world country. We're like a fourth world country. By the way, I've been to actually I haven't. I'm very not well traveled. But if there's so much money in surveillance and data collection. There's so much money to be made in surveillance and data collection and law enforcement and all this other AI bullshit. There's so much money in it that even a grocery chain is like, let me get some of that surveillance money. It's like can we live in a world? Can we live in a world where my grocery chain doesn't take my photo and record me shopping for what do they call them? Ho-hos? Can I go to Wegmans and get a pastrami on rye? Can I go to Wegmans and get a fucking pastrami on rye without ICE tracking me? Can I go to Wegmans? Can I go into Wegmans and steal cookies without them selling my data to the NSA? Is that possible? Can we live in a world where I go into a grocery store and they actually sell me groceries? Or is the whole economy just moving towards this thing where they give you the groceries and then they sell your data to Israel? Is that really where we're going? Wow, Connor's doing some deep digging. Attorney General, listen to this. Attorney General James secures $400,000 from Wegmans after data breach exposed consumer personal info. Wow.
This is the breach was in 2021. They gave up the almost $500,000 in 2022. So they're the ones collecting your biometric information. This is a second data breach. They also had one in 2018.
Oh, great. Well, see, I'm confused because I thought that they delete the data. So how could there be a breach if the data's gone? Maybe,
that's a great question.
Maybe Wegmans is lying. Maybe, you know what? I'm all over the place today. There's this grocery chain called HEB, which stands for Howard E. Butt Grocery Store. That's his real name in Texas. It's a very popular grocery chain. And HEB is very popular because the HEB, like, you know, I honestly, dude, I didn't realize how brainwashed I was when I lived in Austin. Living in Texas, it made me realize how brainwashed so many people are about the United States. I'm sorry, it really did. I was like, you know, it's crazy to like, I'll criticize a business, and then they'll be like, no, like, dude, Buc-ee's is awesome. You know what? Fuck you. No, you know, if you're a guy who like defends businesses, what are you doing? No, man, like Buc-ee's is like awesome. Put a fucking bullet in your head, please. I don't get why you're like so against businesses, man. Like they like treat their employees really nice, and like it's a great experience to go in the grocery store. HEB is awesome, man. Like, just like, what's the fucking big problem? You're always like have a stick up your ass. Fuck you. Literally, I don't even, you're lost. You are lost. For years, okay. Wegmans is the real ICE, by the way. Wegmans is old. Wegmans is the real. What if it's not Wegmans is a front for ICE? What if ICE is a front for Wegmans? Can we, you know what? If we really lived in a country that cared about our rights and our privacy, ICE would be going into Wegmans, and they would be. I want the CEO of Wegmans, put him on his knees, okay? Put a bag over his head, and I want you to waterboard the CEO of Wegmans. And you go, why did you take all those photos of the grocery shoppers? You know? So listen, could you highlight that again? Let's take a look. Listen to this. For years, Wegmans kept consumers' personal information in misconfigured cloud storage containers that were open, making it easy for hackers or others to potentially access the information. The compromised data included usernames and passwords for Wegmans accounts, as well as customers' names, email addresses, mailing addresses, and additional data derived from driver's license numbers. So I don't know what is going on with everyone where they think that like, if you sell me a cookie, you can collect all of my personal data and sell it to the IDF. Why is it that every business owner thinks that if you sell me a banana, you can collect all of my data and create a data surveillance business alongside your vegan donut business? Can you not? Can I go and buy a vegan donut and you don't take 1,000 photos of me and then sell that to Clear, the business Clear? I'm a Clear member, by the way. We are sponsored by Clear. Why is Clear a private corporation? Why is Clear? You know, every time I go into the airport, I'm like an airport comedian now. It's really bad. You know what I saw at the airport today, Connor? Not today. I was flying for work, And I was on this plane. I was like delirious. I was on this plane, and then the flight attendant came over the loudspeaker, and she's like, Delta is proud to offer Wi-Fi on this flight. She said this. She literally said, on this regional flight, we are proud to offer free Wi-Fi for purchase. What the fuck? What the fuck? Free Wi-Fi for purchase? I will literally hijack the plane. If you offer me free Wi-Fi for purchase, I will hijack the plane. I will send it into Wegmans. I will 9/11 Wegmans. Do you understand that I will 9/11 Wegmans in New York? Do you understand that I will go into Wegmans? Hey Wegmans, you better be collecting my data. I will 9/11 you guys. You think that you can just, Wegmans thinks, you guys think you can just collect data. This is Momdanistan, bitch. You know where the fuck you're at right now. This is not Cuomo's New York City anymore, or Eric Adams' New York City. This is Momdanistan, motherfucker. And the only person that will be collecting data on me is Allah. Okay? In Momdanistan, Wegmans, if you want to take my data, good fucking luck, okay? Because the big guy upstairs, he'll fucking smite you. He'll smite you into hell, okay? So yeah, but I brought this up because whether it's Wegmans, whether it's, it's like we are plunging. We are literally, it's like a plane that's crashing into the Twin Towers. It's literally, it feels like the United States of America is like plunging at a breakneck speed into this like fascist surveillance state where, you know, it's like what Americans here. Okay, let me cook on this one. You ready? What Americans think China is now is what America is about to be. That's fucking facts right there. Whatever we think about the communist social credit score China, whatever all these fears that we have about China, we are literally about to be that. They're doing no knock. So wait, why do I care about defending America? Why am I proud to be an American when all the values that America portends, that's an SAT word. Why? I'm making that word up. Can we look that up? Like fucking derailing the whole show. Portend. Portend is, I believe, to claim to be when you are in fact not. Let's see if I'm right. Can you read it back? Drum roll.
Portend, third person of portends. Be a sign or warning that something especially something momentous or calamitous is likely to happen.
So I was wrong. I was wrong.
A moment of portending.
So wait, what does it mean? Be a sign or warning for something calamitous to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to use that in a sentence for you?
Sure. You better involve the IDF though. All right. Well, all right. Let me get back to it. So, not portend. Why? Like I said, why am I? So, why should I be proud to be a U.S. citizen anymore when all the values that the United States pretends to stand for are now being washed away before our eyes? They're washed away before our eyes. The United States, in the US, we're all supposed to be so afraid of China and the Chinese and the communists in Venezuela and China and Russia. They want to take your property. You don't own any property, you dumb motherfucker. The Chinese want to make private property ownership illegal. You don't own anything, you fucktard. Hey, you don't own, they're not going to take anything from you because the only thing you own is a bunch of student loan debt for your communications degree. They're going to take our private property. You better hope they take your private property because they're going to take your debt. You know, people don't talk about this. When private property confiscation is a very American thing. Private property confiscation happens every time you enter a Wegmans. Okay? You think your data is private? You think your data is private? Literally, the entire US economy is based on the theft of property. AI, the entire AI industry is predicated on private property theft. And we have the gall to blame China as this evil power. And I'm not saying they're perfect. China is an empire just like the United States is an empire. But let's not confuse the fact that the United States and China are very similar. We want Greenland, they want Taiwan, right? We want a Christian, theocratic, fascist government where everyone goes to church on Sundays and dresses really nice and pretends to believe in God. And in China, well, actually, I'm moving to China, so I think I'm a big fan. But my bigger thesis was this. We are so afraid of communism. We are so afraid of the United States becoming something that compromises our freedoms and our liberties. But in that fear, we are creating the thing that we are afraid of, right? We are so afraid of our liberties being compromised, right? Like our private, Fourth Amendment. You guys even know what the fuck this shit is? Who gives a fuck? Fourth Amendment. My Fourth Amendment. You don't have any amended what? What is being amended? You know what's being amended? Your collarbone. That's what the ICE agents want to do. The ICE agents want to amend your collarbone to be broken. Okay? They're going to amend your arms. Your arms will be amended, and they will be amended to behind your back with a handcuff around your wrists. That is what they want to do. They want to, it's like, guys, like, my point is that, like, we are communist. We are becoming what we think China is. No-knock warrants. You guys know what a no-knock warrant is? It means that the military, the law, the bad guys can enter your home and they don't need a reason. They can just do it because they want to. They can just do it because it's on a list, because your name is on a list, because you shop at Wegmans. Okay? You realize you're like, all these people they're so afraid of China. China. Why are you thinking about China? You're worried about China when they out here. I'm not going to do a black accent. You're worried about China when they out here shooting white women. You know what China doesn't do? They don't shoot white women. Okay? Are they running a concentration camp? Maybe. Involving the Uyghur Muslims? Maybe. But you know what they don't do? They don't blast white women for backing up their SUV. Okay? So, I don't have anyone to talk about this with other than Connor, who I pay. That's pretty much it, guys. It's like, it's just a scare. It's like, I really feel like we may be nearing the end of the American empire. Who is going to be on our side if we go to World War III? Well, who do you guys think it's going to be? It's going to be China, me, versus America. I will switch sides. If the U.S. if the U.S. institutes a mandatory draft for World War III and my name comes up in the fucking lottery, I'm literally going to China. I will literally fight for China, and I will be flown back to New York with a Chinese fucking logo on my shirt. I will fight on behalf of China. I will. I will fight. I will fight for a bigger liberty than personal liberty. You want to know what that liberty is? It's called Xi Jinping's liberty. It's his. I fight for him. I will literally lay down my life on the line sooner for Xi Jinping than Donald Trump and Chevron. Those are your choices. In World War III, you're not going to have many choices. In World War III, your choices are going to be this: fight and die for Chevron and Donald Trump. Your second option is going to be run to Canada, which is the worst option. That's the worst option, by the way. And the third option is to take a tiny boat to China, where you will have to be the immigrant. I cannot wait to live in a world where Americans become the illegal immigrants. Actually, I can. That terrifies me. And that's the thing, is like, you know, we are, you know what they say, reap what you sow. Well, I'll tell you something, guys. America, we are reaping some bad shit. We are reaping some bad fucking shit. We are not reaping, you know, and it's just like, what would Jesus do? I'm like literally at a loss. I'm like an atheist, and I'm like begging people, like these people out there that are like, well, that bitch shouldn't have been driving her car into an ICE agent that was just trying to enforce the law. You literally need Jesus. I'm an atheist that believes that all religions are fucking stupid, but you literally need Jesus. You literally have to think about what Jesus would have done. Do you think that Jesus would have blown that woman's head off? What do you think Jesus Christ would have done? You think Jesus Christ would have like stepped in front of that woman's SUV? I mean, ICE is literally doing like, the ICE agents are literally doing, he's going for my gun. That's what they're doing. All across the country, they're going, he's going for my gun. And it's like, no, I'm not, man. My hands are up. What happened to like, you know, a big value that I have that many people do not seem to have is I am a champion of de-escalation. There are very few reasons to escalate a situation to the point where you need to shoot someone.
I don't know if you're a ChatGPT user. Are you?
Of course I am.
Okay.
I own that company.
I did something that you might enjoy, because you asked an important question. You said, what would Jesus do? So I asked ChatGPT, what would Jesus do
in the ICE?
In response to the ICE situation?
Okay, let's see what I love this, Connor. Let's see what the Antichrist has to say. You asked the Antichrist. Okay.
Peter Thiel, you mean?
Okay.
I got the summary because there's a lot of bullet points. ChatGPT did a lot. It's
not, I love the format. They go, it's not blah, 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 M dash. It's blah, blah, blah. Okay. Can I read this? Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
This is a great desk bit. So I love the pin emoji. So some woman's like, meanwhile, yesterday, a woman is like, her, like, liters of blood is coming out of her eye socket, and we're asking AI. Okay.
This is specifically what I asked.
Okay, what's the
what
question?
Would Jesus do about American ICE agents shooting people in their car? So this is the response from ChatGPT.
Okay.
I mean, this is, as you know, some people would say Jesus might come back as an AI.
Well, you know, our friend J.R. Tolkien said that.
Yes. All right, there it is. If you want to read.
So the question was, what would Jesus do about American ICE agents shooting people in their car? So what would Jesus do? While no specific answer can replace real legal and civic decision-making, a Jesus-inspired response would likely emphasize compassion for all human life. I love the check marks. Check mark 2. Nonviolence and de-escalation, I use that word, where possible. Truth, accountability, and justice. Protection and care for the marginalized. Efforts toward healing rather than retribution. And the final check mark, if that bitch was a woman, she should have shut the fuck up, which is obviously what Jesus really thinks. So what Jesus would have done is he wouldn't, none of that to me sounds like the guy like sounds like what happened, which was that the guy, let's be honest about what this is. ICE is filled with Nick Fuentes listeners. ICE is filled to the brim with people that listen to Nick Fuentes and Sean's show. We need to be worried. My entire base is ICE agents, by the way. My entire audience is like ICE agents that are like self-aware enough to realize that they're monsters, but they like don't actually apply that to their life. Or it's not. I mean, my audience is Chinese bots. I honestly will move to China. I will move. Don't think I won't fucking move to China. Don't think I give a fuck about this country that has allowed me to have a life of privilege and ease. You think I give a shit about the country that so many people bled for, that allows me to be an artist? You think I care about that? I don't know, man. We are in a very, our country's in the United States, we're in a very complicated time right now. And I had to wrap this up, but in conclusion, the United States, we are in a very difficult time right now. Please respect our privacy. Please respect our privacy right now as we go through these difficult times. Hey, as a United States citizen, if you don't live in the United States and you're listening to this right now, please respect the privacy of the United States. We are a small country. We're smaller than India and China. The United States, we are a small country and we have a very unique culture. And for you to look at the United States and judge us because our government is killing people, like, you don't really get. It's like if our grandma died. The United States, our grandma died, and we're acting out. We're acting out, okay? We want Greenland. Give it to us. Please respect our privacy and allow us to acquire Greenland. If you give us... Trump will offer $100,000 to every Greenlander. I literally just want the grocery stores to stop surveilling me. I don't even want $100K. I don't even want free healthcare. Just stop selling my data to the IDF. I'm literally asking for nothing. I'm literally asking for you to no knock warrant my shithole apartment in New York City. I actually live in a nice apartment. Greenlands, we are not for sale. Hey, bitch, you better sell or we're going to nuke you. We are not for sale. I don't know their accent. We are not for sale. Hey, bitch, we're going to fucking nuke you. We will nuke. You know what's for sale? Nukes. And I don't mean that as a pro-Trump argument. What I'm saying is you like, everything's for sale. That's what I'm realizing as I get older, the older I get, the more I realize I'm like, oh, literally everything has a price. There's really no truer statement than that. If you really think about it, everything has a price. You want to buy Greenland? You want to be in a position one day where you can buy Greenland? It's going to cost you. And you know what it costs to Trump to be in that position? He had to fuck a bunch of kids in Epstein's Island. You know, Greenland is kind of just a bigger island, isn't it? What if we're buying Greenland just to do Epstein 2.0? Greenland. So they want to buy Greenland. I don't know. We are in a neo, and that is kind of like, I know that I'm like being very inflammatory right now, and I'm being like, the World War III is coming. I want you guys to relax. I'm not like this crazy doomsday guy, because ultimately, if you take a step back, what are we doing? What is the US doing? What is this country doing right now? It's doing what we've always been doing, except in the open. We've always cooed South American governments. That's our whole thing. And that's so, like, let's put all the recent events into context. Is it scary that we bombed Venezuela and kidnapped the president? Absolutely. But the only thing that's different now versus in the past is that the CIA didn't try to hide it. Okay? We've couped many, many, many countries covertly. But here's what it comes down to. The US, it seems like things are really bad right now, and it seems like things are getting worse. But the only difference is that, you want to know what the difference is? Now everything is content. You have to build, they say on LinkedIn, you know what they call it? They call it build in public. What is that? There's this thing on LinkedIn. It's called building in public. What that means is you're an entrepreneur and you're like giving the behind the scenes on your business on LinkedIn as you build it. Okay? I'm going to draw an analogy real quick. That is what the US is doing, except with coups. Okay? That's what the CIA is doing. We are cooing in public. Okay? That's the only difference, is that previously it made more sense to do a covert coup of a South American country. Now, everything is content. People are interested in you. People are interested in what you have to say. Make it content. Make it content. And the CIA has finally realized that if they're going to coup a country, they should do it in public to make it content. Okay? If you're going to do some horrific shit, do it in front of a camera. If you're going to do some horrific shit, make sure the cameras are rolling. That is where the culture is. So really, nothing new is really happening, you guys. It's just everything that has happened behind closed doors is now happening in the open because the CIA is on TikTok and because the IDF has a TikTok account, okay? It's cooing. Cooing is cool. That's my new slogan, guys. Cooing is cool. Cooing, buying countries, colonizing, no-knock warrants. Hey, kids, you know what's cool? 6'7", no-knock. We're going to no-knock warrant your home. 6'7", no-knock warrants on your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. 6 or 7, there will be 6 or 7 no-knock warrants in your neighborhood very soon. Okay, so just watch out. 6'7". Okay. All right. Well, I think I recovered in the back half of that episode. But that is all I have for you guys today. We will be continuing on the Patreon, patreon.com/Sean Show for an extra episode every goddamn week. SeanReillyComedy.com. I'm on the road. I'm in San Antonio on Sunday. This Sunday, actually. We have 4 tickets sold. So buy a ticket. Thank you. No, it'll be a good show if I don't kill myself. I'm in Columbus in March. SeanReillyComedy.com. I'm also really depressed because I haven't got any new Spotify followers. Follow the show on Spotify. Follow it on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube. You guys know what to do. Like the show on YouTube. It helps get it to more people. I'm spending more on this show than literally any other podcast would at the size of my show because I believe in it more than really anything else. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week. Bye.